You know, it's funny, I'm used to hiking like, you know, next to creeks or rivers or streams and hearing, you know, the sound of moving water, but I've never backpacked along a coastal area like this, so hearing the sound of the waves is really cool. Smelling the ocean and the breeze is just amazing. It's just been, I'm almost halfway through the trail, and yeah, it's just been wicked cool so far. Look at that tree growing right off the side of that cliff. I love seeing stuff like that. It's a little sea cave down there too. I don't know if you can see it in the shadows. The water's going in or right there, tucking in. Yeah, wild lighter. Got the ocean here. Beautiful field right in front of it. I mean, come on, man. Whew, man, I love Maine. All right, that's where I'm going. Coastal Trail to Ferryhead. It says 2 miles. I think it's more like 3, but we'll see. Let's do it. I don't know if you can see them on the video, but there's buoys all over here. Little white and red dots, some are green. And those are all the would assume lobster traps. Some of them might be crab, I guess, but from what I understand, it's probably lobster traps. And yeah, they're just everywhere. I just ran into a couple girls on the trail, Dawn and Amy. Was awesome talking with you. Thanks for the tips. If you're watching this video, hello. And yeah, cool talking to you. All right, starting to get kind of thick. Not too bad though. I'm not sure, but I think my campsite's gonna be somewhere in these trees up in here. I gotta work my way around this way and I'll make it over there, but I think they're somewhere in there. My tent is right behind me in the trees, and yeah, I just walked 10-15 steps and this is the view. This is pretty cool. This is the view looking in the other direction. Still so beautiful, and I can't wait to just sit out on these rocks over here tomorrow morning for sunrise, have some coffee, have some breakfast out here. It's gonna be freaking beautiful. Looks like a clear night tonight also, no clouds. There's some clouds on the far horizon. They seem pretty low, so unless those move in, the skies are just completely clear, so stars are gonna be crazy in a couple hours as well. Right, I've got my camp all set up. It's kind of tight back there, so I'll try to show you guys what it looks like tomorrow. Probably gonna be it for day number 1. Talk to you guys in the morning. That's a quick glimpse of sunrise here on the east coast of the U.S. They'd have some clouds move in overnight. It was a clear night for most of the night. I was staring at the stars and the Milky Way from my tent most of the night. and it's about 6:30 a.m. right now, maybe a little bit earlier. Gonna take in the sunrise for a few minutes, and then I'll make some coffee, have some breakfast before packing up camp and heading out of here. Not sure if you can make out some land on the horizon over here. That's Grand Maine or Grand Manon Island. I believe that belongs to Canada, so see Canada from here. Good morning, Canada. This is looking back towards my camp. My tent is right in here, tucked in the trees right behind this big one right there. My food's hanging somewhere over there. Here's my tent. You can see the fishing boats are out. They've been out for a few hours now, checking the traps. Yeah, not many things better than coffee with a view, especially when it's this view. Ooh, that's good coffee. There we go. This is how I make coffee at camp. I've got my jet boil, and I've had this one for a few years now, where I boil my water to cook my food and all that stuff. And I recently bought a French press attachment for it. There's a French press net inside of it. Connects to this little metal rod here, and you can make coffee. I've actually been using that. I used that in my last video I did in the Smoky Mountains earlier this spring. So if you watched that video, you saw me making some coffee there as well. That's how I make coffee at the house too. I use that thing every morning. It's just so easy. Yeah, you do have to get a gas can on there, you know, but man, it's just so quick, and coffee comes out great. So I love using that thing. I'm glad I bought that French press edition for it. Purchase of the year so far, for sure. And just like that, I stand corrected. There is at least one thing better than coffee and this view, and that's coffee and this view and donuts. That's I forgot I had these, man. I packed these in yesterday, so yeah, man, this is freaking great. If you guys watched my most recent Smokies video, you remember I had my shoes were getting pretty worn out. I was talking about them, and this is the hole right here that I caught in the Smokies in that video. And since then, I've caught this one also, and there's another one on my other shoe, on the left shoe as well. So this might or might not be the last trip with these. Alright, it's a little bit past 11 a.m. I'm starting to head out. I've decided to continue the trail and loop around the inland trail. There was a sign at the trailhead saying that that part of the trail was pretty grown in and may or may not be impassable, but it would have to be pretty bad for me to not do it, so let's find out. Yesterday I said the trail I was doing had like 1,000 feet of elevation or so. That was wrong. I only did about 650. Today's supposed to be a little bit less. Today's supposed to be right around 500 feet total. That was a fun section of trail. Came up from down there, tucked to the left, came up this way. Climbed up on a little knob over here in the forest. See the shore tree line over there? That's the ocean beyond that. That's where I came from earlier. There's lots of blowdown on the second half of this trail on the way back. I just had to go around this whole thing. Had a couple more just before this that were actually on an incline coming down the side of one of the hills. And there were trees all over the trail, so that was kind of fun. And got a couple more up ahead. Hopefully it doesn't get too much worse than that. Came across the first bear sign of the trail. We see some pretty big pieces of scat there. And yeah, this section is super overgrown. I guess it meant this half of the trail, not the first half. But we're a little bit more than halfway there. Let's do it. Definitely a little overgrown. Holy that was some pretty gnarly blowdown and overgrowth. Let's see if we're done with it. Let's see if there's some more. There's a couple miles left on the trail before getting back to the trailhead. Lots of deadfall through this section right here. This is actually a detour. The trail was closed maybe like 100 feet or so behind me. So this is a reroute that's not on my GPS. So if I lose the trail in here for whatever reason, I'm definitely but seems pretty good so far. And it should be a little shortcut going up over this little knob right here. And that should cut at least like half a mile out of the trail from what I can see on the map. So let's see what happens. So we joined back up with the main trail. This is another trail close. We would have came out through here. Instead, I came from here. And like I said, that cut off like half a mile. So that was awesome. And now we're back on the main trail. About a mile and a half more to go, something like that. Let's do it. Should be getting pretty close to the car, maybe a few hundred feet more or so. Alright, gonna be ending the video pretty soon. I'm almost at the car. What an amazing hike. Sunset last night was crazy. The views from up on the cliffs on the way in were nuts. Had a great night of sleep. This morning was just amazing. Watching the sunrise out over the ocean was great. And couldn't have picked a better spot to have breakfast and dinner out on the rocks and the cliffs. Super nice. The hike today was pretty fun. Bushwhacked through quite a bit of stuff. But all in all, we made it. Took a shortcut even, so doing good on time. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Not sure if you see this indent right here in the grass. It's got like matted down. That's because I just busted my ass right here coming down this trail. Busted my ass right here, rolled over, fell backwards onto my leg. I couldn't grab my footing after that, and tumbled a little bit down into this shit. So I was like in it. Yeah, man, that's funny.